The rivalry between the Nissan GT-R and the Toyota Supra is one of the greatest showdowns in the history of sports cars. Two legends of Japanese engineering, both with unmatched performance legacies, yet with philosophies so distinct they became icons for different reasons. To truly understand who stands at the top of this battle, we need to rewind time and dive deep into the story behind each of these machines. On Nissan's side, the GT-R began its journey in 1969 with the modest Skyline GT-R. But it was in 1989, with the arrival of the R32, that a real legend was born. Nicknamed Godzilla, the GT-R didn't just conquer racetracks, it redefined what a Japanese sports car could be. With groundbreaking technology, all-wheel drive, and unmatched engineering precision, the R32 became nearly unbeatable, impressing both on the street and on the circuit. The GT-R wasn't just a car, it was a force of nature, devouring the competition. Meanwhile, the Toyota Supra carved out a legacy of its own, especially the A80 model from 1993, powered by the legendary 2JZ engine, known for handling extreme modifications with ease. The Supra wasn't just a performance car, it became a cultural icon, embodying the spirit of the 90s and the rise of tuning culture. Its role in movies like Fast and Furious sealed its place in the hearts of car lovers around the globe. And now, the question that keeps fueling debates: who truly leads this rivalry? Is it the GT-R, with its crushing track record and raw performance? Or is it the Supra, immortalized not just by power, but by its unforgettable presence in pop culture? Let's dive deeper into their stories and find out who really deserves the crown of the ultimate Japanese supercar. When it comes to performance, both the Nissan GT-R and the Toyota Supra have impressive legacies, but the paths they took to achieve this excellence are deeply different. To truly understand which of these cars deserves the title of the greatest Japanese supercar, it's essential to look at the engineering that defines them, the innovations that marked their generations, and the transformations each one went through over time. Nissan GT-R, the Godzilla revolution. The Nissan GT-R, especially the 1989 R32 version, revolutionized the automotive industry. The name Godzilla was given to the machine by Australian journalists who, impressed by the GT-R's unbeatable performance, compared it to a monster that devastated the competition. But the R32 wasn't just a fast car, it was the pinnacle of Japanese automotive engineering at the time. Engine and performance. The R32 was equipped with the RB26DT engine, a twin-turbo inline-six producing around 280 HP. Although this number might seem modest by modern standards, the GT-R's real strength was in its dynamics and control. It featured all-wheel drive, AWD, which provided unmatched grip and exceptional handling, both on track and on the street. The Atessa ETS system, which intelligently distributed power between the axles, helped the car maintain balance in tight corners and accelerate safely in any weather conditions. The independent suspension on all four wheels and the advanced stability control Super High-S made the GT-R a high-performance machine like no other. It wasn't just fast in a straight line, it dominated curves, something competitors at the time couldn't keep up with. It's no wonder the R32 won nearly every race it entered, solidifying its reputation in Japan and around the world. GT-R evolution. R33 and R34 Nissan continued the GT-R's evolution with the R33 in 1995, a more mature and refined model. The R33, with its more rounded and aerodynamic design, offered more comfort without losing its performance essence. But it was the R34, launched in 1999, that marked the peak of the GT-R line, bringing a new level of technological sophistication and performance. The R34 kept the RB26DETT engine, but with improvements that raised its power to 280 HP. However, the real highlight was in electronics and control systems. The R34 was one of the first cars to integrate advanced performance management systems, with digital displays that allowed drivers to monitor variables like turbo pressure, engine temperature, and the performance of the traction and stability systems in real time. For many enthusiasts, the R34 is still the definitive GT-R, maintaining a perfect balance between raw power and control. The GT-R remained a performance machine, but also developed a huge fan base thanks to its durability and modding potential. The The RB26DETT engine, in particular, became one of the most popular for tuning, with many R32, R33, and R34 owners pushing the engine to incredible power levels, often surpassing 1000 HP with modifications. The GT-R legacy, even after the model's production pause until 2007, when the Nissan GT-R R35 was launched, the GT-R name remained synonymous with speed and precision. The R35 brought a radical evolution, with a 3.8-liter VR38 DET engine producing 480 HP, along with an all-wheel drive system, advanced electronics, and the impeccable performance that had always accompanied the GT-R. Toyota Supra. The potential. Of the 2JZ, the Toyota Supra, especially the A80 launched in 1993, has an equally remarkable story. Toyota created a car with an engine and platform that, for over a decade, dominated the tuning scene, becoming one of the top favorites among car modification enthusiasts. The 2JZ GTE engine, with turbocharging, was built to be indestructible, something that proved true when it came to extreme mods and competitions. JZ GTE engine. Strength and durability. The Supra A80 came equipped with the legendary 2JZ GTE engine, a 3.0-liter inline-six capable of producing around 280 HP from the factory. But the true standout of this engine was its robustness and tuning potential. The 2JZ GTE had an extremely solid block and head construction, which allowed owners to easily modify it to produce over 1000 HP with the replacement of just a few components. This made it one of the most popular engines in the world, serving as the base for many high-performance race and project cars. The Supra was designed to be a GT, Grand Tourer, meaning a comfortable and fast car for long distances, but with a major focus on power. The 2JZ GTE engine not only offered strength, but also impressive torque, which made the Supra much easier to drive at high speeds compared to other supercars of its time. This, combined with independent suspension and refined aerodynamics, made the Supra one of the most well-balanced cars to modify and drive. Presence in pop culture. The Supra A80 became even more famous thanks to its role in The Fast and the Furious, where Paul Walker's Brian O'Connor car dominated the chase and racing scenes. For many, the Supra wasn't just a fast car, it became a symbol of freedom and adrenaline, cementing its fame in the street racing scene and car enthusiast meets. Supra evolution and end of production. Over the years, the Supra saw technological upgrades, but Toyota decided to discontinue the model in 2002 after a decade of production. The end of the A80's production didn't diminish its popularity. On the contrary, it increased demand and value in the used car market. Over time, the 2JZ GTE became a cult engine among modding and tuning enthusiasts. After a long break, in 2019, Toyota finally launched the GR Supra, a new generation that, although it lacks the legendary 2JZ GTE engine, brings the essence of the original Supra, with a platform shared with the BMW Z4 and a 3.0-liter engine producing approximately 335 HP. Although the new version generated controversy due to its origin, it still carries the tradition of performance and bold design. Comparing performance and driving experience. Driving the GT-R. When you step into a Nissan GT-R, there's an immediate sense of control and precision. The steering feedback, high-speed stability, and response of the all-wheel drive system make the GT-R feel unbeatable, especially on tight corners and closed tracks. The GT-R has always focused on technical precision, efficiency, and the ability to dominate any scenario, making it a superior choice for those seeking pure circuit performance. Driving the Supra. The Toyota Supra, on the other hand, offers a smoother drive, more focused on experience. It doesn't have the same aggressive behavior as the GT-R, but makes up for it with incredible torque delivery and long-range performance. The Supra is more about driver enjoyment, with a powertrain that responds linearly and pleasantly, especially on straightaways. The conclusion of the battle: who's the true champion? When it comes to pure technical performance, the Nissan GT-R has the edge. The combination of all-wheel drive, electronic control, and an adaptable platform has made the GT-R unbeatable on the track and a more reliable performance machine. However, the Supra stands out for the experience it offers. Its robust build, extreme modification potential, and strong presence in automotive culture make it a true icon. In the end, the choice between the GT-R and the Supra will depend on what you value most: the GT-R's unmatched control and precision, or the Supra's freedom to modify and unique driving experience. What we know for sure is that, regardless of who the champion is, both cars will go down in history as some of the greatest icons of Japanese automotive engineering. Which of these cars would you choose? Leave your opinion in the comments below. And don't forget to like and share this video with other enthusiasts. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next amazing content about the world of cars and motorsport. Now that we've explored the two legends of Japanese motorsport, the Nissan GT-R and the Toyota Supra, it's time to go beyond the technical specs and dig into what these cars truly represent to enthusiasts around the world, and how they shape the culture of performance cars. These aren't just machines, they're symbols of an era, of an automotive philosophy, and of a culture that keeps evolving. What makes each one a true legend goes far beyond horsepower or top speed. It's a story of innovation, passion, and commitment to an ideal. The culture behind the GT-R. For many, the Nissan GT-R is the pinnacle of Japanese engineering. When the R32 debuted in the late 80s, it instantly became a symbol of what Japan could achieve by blending precision, performance, and cutting-edge technology. Right from the start, the GT-R wasn't just meant to be a fast car. It was engineered to dominate both the track and the streets. Nissan had a clear goal: build a car that could compete with European supercars while remaining accessible and mod-friendly. That made it the perfect foundation for the global tuning culture, which took root in Japan and quickly spread worldwide. Nissan's philosophy. The philosophy behind the GT-R is simple yet powerful. No matter what you do to a GT-R, it will never be outdone. Nissan didn't just create a car, they built a platform that could evolve with its driver. While other automakers like Ferrari or Porsche maintained exclusivity, Nissan embraced the idea of democratizing the supercar. This vision is what helped turn the GT-R into the beast we know today. With every generation, Nissan made it a point to fix what needed improvement, but without losing the soul of what made the GT-R iconic. From its engineering, stability control, and all-wheel drive system to its tunability, every piece was designed to create an accessible supercar. That's why the GT-R became the go-to weapon for serious car modders. For those who understand performance, the GT-R is the blank canvas to build a monster, a street-legal track killer, the Supra's emotional pull. On the other hand, the Toyota Supra brings an emotional weight that goes beyond motorsports. The A80 generation, powered by the legendary 2JZ GTE engine, didn't just impress with its performance, it made history in pop culture. Thanks to its role in early 2000s Hollywood blockbusters, the Supra earned a cult following. The Fast and the Furious film in 2001 helped catapult it into icon status, transforming it into a symbol of street racing and car culture. What won people over wasn't just the numbers, it was the Supra's spirit, a car for the people, built to be upgraded, personalized, and unleashed. Supra, the dream car. While the GT-R was seen as a precision-built machine, the Supra was always the dream car. Designed as a grand tourer, it was comfortable for long drives but packed serious performance potential. The real magic, however, came from its transformability. With just a few tweaks, some boost, turbo mods, the 2JZ GTE could easily crack 1,000 horsepower, making it the darling of the tuner world. And then there's the design. The A80's sleek lines and perfect proportions still make it one of the most admired sports cars ever built. But the Supra was more than just beauty or speed. It was a reflection of the modification culture itself. It was a blank slate that could become anything the driver imagined. In the world of street racing and car customization, the Supra was a gem. Its tuning potential turned it into a favorite both in real life and in games like Need for Speed and Gran Turismo. The battle between performance and culture. When you look at both cars, there's a clear push and pull between pure performance and cultural impact. The GT-R is the ultimate tool of precision, engineered for absolute domination. The Supra is the emotional favorite, a car that speaks directly to the heart of enthusiasts who value freedom, creativity, and expression. That doesn't mean the GT-R lacks culture. The R32, for example, was highly customizable. The R34 even more so. and it gained massive traction in the modified car community. Over time, the GT-R became the choice of purists, those who crave control and refinement. But the Supra? The Supra was pure freedom. It wasn't about perfection. It was about potential. Both cars aimed to please, just in different ways. The GT-R captured perfection. The Supra captured possibility, shaping the industry. We can't ignore how much these two models influenced the entire automotive industry. The GT-R brought innovations like advanced AWD systems, electronic control units, and power management, features that many sports car brands copied through the 90s. Meanwhile, the Supra influenced an entire generation of tuners. The 2JZ GTE engine became the backbone of performance builds across the globe. The Supra's legacy wasn't just the car itself, it was what it inspired, a movement of customization and personalization. The Supra also changed how people viewed performance cars. It proved that you could have an affordable platform and turn it into a high-performance monster, capable of keeping up with the world's best supercars, while delivering a unique, visceral driving experience. Looking ahead, as we look to the future, both the GT-R and Supra continue to set the bar for Japanese performance. The GT-R R35, which launched in 2007, is still going strong. The Supra GR, revived in 2019, carries the A80's legacy and keeps the flame of modification culture alive. But the big question is, where are these icons headed next? The highly anticipated GT-R R36 is still a mystery. Will it build on the R35's legacy or break new ground entirely? Will Nissan stay true to its roots or redefine what the GT-R means in a modern world? On the other side, the Toyota Supra GR continues to evolve. But fans still wonder, can it ever truly live up to the A80's legend? Will Toyota refine it? Or will it take bold risks that reinvent the Supra all over again? The creative conclusion, GT-R or Supra? What's clear is that the Nissan GT-R and Toyota Supra are more than cars. They're cultural icons, and their stories are far from over. What they represent goes way beyond performance or track times. They are symbols of a golden era, a living culture, and a passion that still fuels millions of enthusiasts today. Both left a permanent mark on generations of drivers, and their influence is still felt in car meets, online builds, races, and dreams. In the end, it's not about which car is better, it's about what each one means to you. So here's the real question. Which one of these legends captures the true spirit of what it means to be a car enthusiast? Throughout this deep dive into the two legends of Japanese motorsport, the Nissan GT-R and the Toyota Supra, it's become clear that these cars go far beyond their specs and performance. They're more than just machines built for speed and power. They represent an automotive philosophy, a culture that has grown and evolved over time. Each, in its own way, was made to stir emotion, to offer not just performance, but a unique connection between driver and machine. The GT-R, with its precise engineering and track dominance, earned its place as the car for purists and those chasing technical perfection. It was never just about being fast. It was about being the best at everything it did. With each generation, Nissan didn't just improve its capabilities. They preserved the essence of what the GT-R stands for. The unstoppable force of Japanese engineering in the automotive world. On the other hand, the Supra, with its universal appeal and the legendary 2JZ GTE engine, won the hearts of an entire generation. Not just for its raw performance, but for the freedom it offered. The ability to modify, personalize, and truly create something unique. It was made for those who seek more than a car. It was made for a lifestyle, embodying the spirit of car, culture, and tuning passion. So what makes them both so special? It's how they shape our relationship with cars. While one teaches us to chase perfection and relentless performance, the other invites us to dream, to modify, to transform. And as we look to the future, both have their modern versions, the GT-R R36 and the GR Supra. But the question is, will these new generations carry the weight of their legacy? Will the essence that made these cars so iconic still be preserved? Now, it's up to you. Which of these cars is Japan's true icon in the world of performance? The GT-R, with its never-ending pursuit of perfection, or the Supra, with its invitation to tune and personalize. The battle of generations continues, and the debate is wide open. Like, share, and subscribe for more content about the cars that made history. Which one would you choose? What do the Nissan GT-R and Toyota Supra mean to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk. And if you're into this kind of content, consider subscribing now. Our goal is to hit $1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and you can be part of that.